What are we doing?
Dude, I don't know.
You need a hug? All right, let's do it.
So I was doing some research,
It's like therapy for us. You're just easing into not having much time on your hands.
and I'm stoked for the journey. What's up, everybody? My name is Brian Boyd,
And I'm the Zach Gittler.
and we are two dads on a mic. Welcome to episode number.
Buenos dias, amigo.
¿Cómo estás? We should try to do a whole episode in Spanish and just Google translate the episode out and just read
Just
it
cut
off.
it together. No, I could cut it together.
Oh my god!
So it'd like we're really doing it.
It would be hilarious.
It'd be a half-hour episode that really took 8 hours to do.
We just have captions going along the bottom. For those of you that don't hablo español,
That'd be pretty funny.
that would be funny. What's up, man?
What's up with you?
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I'm
Yeah?
doing good. Yes, everything is going good in our lives. Of course, staying busy, doing what we do, and just...
I heard you got some big summer plans coming up.
Yeah, super excited. We just booked a trip to go see my brother in Red Canyon Lodge in Utah,
Sweet.
like 2.5, 3 hours out of Salt Lake. We are stoked for that. And just
Where
like
is Red Canyon Lodge? What's it? What? Give us a little insight. What's the lake there?
Flaming Gorge?
Yeah, man.
Flaming Gorge is amazing. We went there last year, and my brother wasn't going to work there this summer, and now he is. So we're just like, oh my goodness. We were about to rent an RV and go there, and then cabins opened up, so we're going and booked it just right away. Tickets are not even that expensive. It was like $200 some a person to go because it's an hour flight. I mean, like it's literally like one of the best spots to go and just escape. So I can't wait for that, man.
You guys gonna do any river rafting down?
Oh
the
yeah,
Green?
now we're going for 2 extra days compared to last year, and I went down the river, just didn't. But I think after going down the river, because we went to the first tier A, B, or C, I'm like, Aria could handle that easy. Like even if it's rapids and she kind of gets a little scared.
You're gonna take her then? Take Aria.
Yeah, I think she'd be okay. I think she'd be totally fine.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's what we're excited for. So
Nice.
that's what's going down.
You do any fishing?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can fish off the docks there, and then also maybe this time I'll go with my brother because.
You should.
Like a half day. I just always feel bad because as we talked about the last episode, I have like, okay, someone's got to take care of the baby. So maybe my mom will watch her and then we'll go out for like an hour and just, go fly fishing. But just going off the dock, I don't need to catch a fish. I just like the rod, the motion.
You like the rod?
Yeah, like dive in that one, okay? Then we No, but it's just the world of that is crazy.
The mountain that sits right
Oh my
behind
gosh.
it sits right behind the lodge is called Brokeback Mountain. And Zach loves the rod.
It's too funny, man. The whole episode is gonna be underlyingly like.
That was a really bad dad joke,
Yeah, really
but it
bad.
was solid.
Yeah.
I think the worse it is, the more solid it is.
Dude, you can walk to the outlook from the lodge, which is like the pictures. I think it's nuts.
Yeah, I think it's called Ride 'em Outlook. Ride 'em Hard Outlook. Sorry, I'm just gonna keep going. That was ridiculous. Okay.
On to.
Anyway, well, dude, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome, and take advantage of those times if you get some time to have yourself and your bro. I think that's important.
100%.
You don't get to hang out with them all the time,
No,
and you have a lot of bros.
I have a lot of bros.
We're gonna talk about those
I
bros
have 15
today.
brothers and 13 and a half sisters.
Yeah, and that half sister is literally she's half. She's not full. She's just half.
No, I don't have that many. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister, and half brother and half sister.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, so, okay.
Which I consider them my brother and sister.
Well, you should. So
Yeah.
you actually, there's more than just 4 of you.
True, there is, yeah.
Okay. So
But we didn't like grow up together.
It doesn't matter.
But we kind of did.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. But
What's up with
let's see. For us, we've Molly is actually going to Salt Lake as well. She's going to Salt Lake City for a baby shower. And I had some buddies reach out to me to go do a Tough Mudder in Aspen. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to swing that one this year. I'm kind of bummed. Just time, like with work and stuff. I've just got a lot going on, so just not going to swing it. But that's okay. It happens, and there's always next year. And let's see, anything else? The grandparents are going on a 4-month excursion to Alaska. They're taking their RV and they're starting in southern Utah and they're going all the way up to Alaska and then driving all the way back down.
I can't wait for that, man.
Right?
We almost, instead of going to my brother's and flying, which we last minute did, we were going to rent the RV and do it. And We will own an RV. No, or a hitch. I don't
Yeah.
know. It just depends on, financially what's better to get. But I can't wait, especially in California. You can just get up and go.
Go, baby.
Like, what are we doing next few days? Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go to San Fran and just drive there.
Yep.
Have lunch and come back.
Yep.
In between, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that, man.
Yeah. So we don't have a lot of summer plans really coming up for the two of us with Mac, but we're okay with that. I think it's our first summer with her. She's still, traveling. Molly's going to take her to Salt Lake, which is going to be cool. She's going to go solo with Mac. She's excited about that. That'll give me a little bit of time away.
She's excited about that.
She's really
I
excited.
gotta remember that. I want to see when she's about to go if she's still excited about that. If she's like,
balls.
I need a break.
Well, yeah, but she's going because all the family wants to meet Mac. And,
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah.
because it's a family thing, it's for a baby shower.
True.
So I think she's excited to introduce her to the family and kind of show off Mac.
She'll have a lot of help.
Oh, a ton of help.
She won't have to hold the baby at all.
No, she'll have a ton of help, bro. Yeah, it's not like she's going on vacation with the
Yeah.
kid by herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll give me a little bit of time. I was, and maybe I can schedule something while she's gone and do some cool things as well and kind of get my time. So that'd be cool.
When is it?
I don't remember.
What month?
September.
Okay, not
I think.
for a while.
No, it's not for a while. I don't think it's September. I don't remember. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on in our world right now.
How can they find us? Everyone, we always talk every episode of like how you can find us, like podcasts, social media, anywhere out there from the podcast, social media. We're out there with number 2 dads on a mic. And we appreciate all the love you guys show us, comments, sharing, telling people about us. It's super important. We're growing this organically. We don't do any ads or this and that. We just love what we do, and we're putting it out there. And we just hopefully you guys love what we do and just share it away. And we appreciate it. So thank you.
We want to be on Oprah.
Yeah.
So
It's like Subliminal Man from
Oprah.
What if you
Ellen would be cool too. I'd take Ellen.
I'll take Fallon. I'd rather be on Fallon.
Would you?
Yeah.
You'd rather be on Fallon?
Yeah. What talk show would you be? Well, because it was different.
Conan. I love Conan, dude.
Fallon overtook Conan right away for me.
Wow.
Yeah. I like Conan, but yeah, people are die. If you're a Conan fan, that's it.
I love Conan.
Yeah. There's something.
But him going to
TBS,
cable
yeah.
instead of network, I think it was a weird move. It was odd.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of shit going on, I think, during that time. I remember kind of following it, and then also someone's going to pay you $5 million more, $10 million more, 20 over a lifetime.
You're doing it.
Sure, I could do the same thing and have control.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he gets like full control.
Okay.
Which I love about it is cable because it's on cable.
He's traveling over the world right now, and
Yeah.
has been for like the year.
Yeah,
I follow him on whatever social media platform. Dude, he's traveling all over the world,
Yeah.
and he just gets documented. I'm like, not in a bad life. He
Conan,
probably gets
man.
paid 10 times what he would make on, NBC or ABC, wherever he
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Okay. So like Zach said, number 2, dads on a mic, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Find us on podcasts, on iTunes, on Anchor. The number 2, dads on a mic. Most importantly, everybody, we ask only this of you. Rate us, review us, and share us with the world. Because when you do those things, it really helps build our awareness. It really helps build our following. And it really makes us know that what we're doing is making a difference and people are enjoying it. So rate us, review us, and make sure that you're sharing us. That's all we ask of our audience. We ask nothing else except for keep giving us all the feedback on how we can continue to make this show better and better and better for you.
See.
Yes, see. So today we're going to talk family, and we're going to talk numbers. Not like financials.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's
we
what I
don't.
think.
I mean, maybe we could talk financials one day. But we're going to talk family size,
Yes.
like Brady Bunch versus
What is the old?
Silver Spoons.
True.
Remember Silver Spoons?
Yeah.
That was
little
good.
Rich
That was-
kid. Yeah.
Boom. Yeah. So Silver Spoons versus Brady Bunch. So large families, small families. What's the ideal family size? Like, honestly, what do you perceive to be the ideal family size and why? So before we start into our theories and thoughts, Zach, how big, you kind of shared this signal, how big was your family growing up?
Growing up, 2 brothers, 1 sister, so 4 kids total in the family.
Okay.
And that's it. Yeah. I was trying to think like if we had.
But you did mention that you had a half and a half.
Yep, half and half, and they're 16 and 13, 14?
And when did they join the life?
16 years ago.
Oh, at birth.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean? Oh, to me. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. When they were born, I was not involved. I was kind of living, or no, was I living here? I think I was living here when they were born. So, but I've created.
But they entered your family when they were born. They not like they were 5 years old and then they entered your family.
No. Yeah. My dad had another kids with another woman, and yeah, I knew about them since birth, and got a great relationship with them. You know, which I love. They're awesome.
Okay.
They're awesome.
So 4 and 2 halves make 5.
No, 4 and 2. Oh, 2 halves. Like what? I got it.
So, but an interesting family dynamic.
Yeah.
Okay. So with me, it was 2.
2.
My sister and me.
Just 2.
And we were 3 years apart. Simple. Plain Jane simple.
And that's plenty, man.
Yeah.
Or
well,
is
I
it?
don't
Or
know.
is
Is
it?
Dun, dun, dun. So let's talk about it. So growing up in a family of 4, what's the difference in ages?
2 years, 2. So it's
Really?
yeah, full on. My parents were like
So 2. So the oldest is 8 years older than the youngest, or 6 years older.
Yep, and they were like, we're going till we get a girl, and they got a girl, and they stopped.
Wow.
Yeah,
They just went for it.
Yeah.
Chugga, 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 chugga,
it's a lot.
choo.
It's a lot.
Okay. So we have 4. We have 8 year two, about an 8 year difference between the oldest and the youngest. What's the oldest and youngest relationship like?
Not. I mean, not the best. Meaning, not like it's bad, but like keeping in contact. I would say on a level, not that much. I mean, in our family, I'm kind of the glue between everybody. I keep in contact with all of them and updated and this and that. But yeah, it's really minimal.
Okay.
It's minimal.
Who has the best relationship
What do you mean?
out of the 4 of you? Which 2 siblings have the best relationship?
Me, I think me with all of my brothers.
No.
Without me?
No. Like which 2 kids have the best relationship?
I don't know.
You and which sibling?
Yeah, it's me with someone. I could pick all of them. I couldn't pick one. I honestly
That is so weak.
No, I'm serious.
You're not going to offend
No,
anybody.
I'm not, and I'm really trying to think about it, like because I'm replaying moments of like the last years of our lives and whatever it may be, but I can't.
Okay.
I can't. It's very even in a lot of ways.
And you were which
And
child?
I work hard at that. I'm a middle child. I work very hard.
Which middle? Second or third?
Second to the oldest.
So you're second child.
So my brother, me, my little brother, my little sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. Why are you laughing?
Because you're laughing, bro. So you feel like you've got a great relationship with all of them. So let's break it down. So you and your oldest brother, right, got a good relationship. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now what about your oldest brother and the brother right below you? What's their relationship like?
It's become better ever since my little brother had a baby, which is weird. And the baby's, going to be 2? Yeah.
Why has it become better?
I don't know. I think my little brother has grown up a little bit more of just what's important maybe because a child can change things. That's what I would chalk it up to.
Okay.
But they actually, because my older brother would tell me like, yeah, Josh called me yesterday. What's he calling me for? And he was just calling to check in. I'm like, it's good.
Okay.
So someone kicked in. Sister is good with kind of all of them.
All of them?
She kind of stays on top a little bit with like me.
She's pretty personable.
Yeah, like growing up, I guess like my brothers were similar, and then me and Liz were similar.
Okay.
I think in ways of how it kind of segued in those world, I guess. But
so, did you love having that many siblings?
Good and bad, I guess.
More good or more bad?
I'd say it was all very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you kind of have an interesting...
Well, it's like you live in a kids club all day long.
Well, but now you've got an interesting perspective on it.
Yeah.
Because you have how many kiddos?
1.
And how many kiddos are you going to have?
Just 1. One and
okay.
done.
So there's got to be some Freudian, deep underlying theory behind why you lived in a family of 4. And we're going to get into it in a minute. I don't want you to answer this yet.
Sure.
And now why you only have 1.
Yeah.
So for me, 2. We had 2 kids, my sister and I, 3 years apart. Right, 2.5 years apart, but 3 years in school. I kind of consider the school age more of a relevant indicator than the actual age. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like when I was in 9th grade, she was in 12th grade. right?
Oh, that's awesome. You had a great high school.
Dude, I didn't go. No, my junior high went 7, 8, and 9, so I was never in school with her.
Oh, see,
So we didn't have middle school.
benefit of having an older sibling, brother, is when you get to high school back in the day, like you were known
But my
because you're
sister-
Ben's little brother.
But my sister was kind of bookwormish.
Well, then
I didn't really want to be known.
so that didn't benefit you.
No.
But like there were
And it's your sister. It's not your brother. I think there's a difference. If your
yeah.
sister's the older, like cool guy or a cool person in school, then yeah, like
Yeah, but
people
that
are gonna dig on you.
that could benefit you better with girls.
It's like Dazed and Confused. You ever seen that movie, Dazed and Confused?
And when in my high school, hazing was a big thing.
Yeah.
Huge. I got taped to a goalpost. My friends got the shit kicked out of them. I'm talking like chased down, not with paddles, but beating the shit out of. Like it was just a thing. Like stories were written about it. It was bad.
It happens.
It was bad.
So now with Molly and I, we both come from a family of 2. So and Jess has a big family.
Yeah, Jess has 3 total. Yep.
Yeah.
Sister.
So
she's
bigger
yours,
than
yeah.
Molly. And so
But she
Molly
grew up
has her and her
with-
brother.
yeah, mhm.
Same exact age difference between Molly and her brother as me and my sister. And 2 kids for us. We're going to have 2.
Your second one's gonna be twins.
Dude.
I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
Why?
I don't know.
So my accountant had 2 kids and they wanted a third and they had triplets.
Damn, third and triplet. That's kind of
Third.
crazy.
So 3 went to 5.
It wasn't twins. It was actually just followed suit with 3. It was wow.
Yeah. So they had 2, went for the
I
third.
would faint.
Triplets.
I would faint.
Oh my God. I don't even know
would-
how people afford it. Because we're going to get the money aspect
true,
of it
that's a
later.
whole
'Cause
other
that's a
world.
whole nother world. But so you had 4 plus 2 halves. You only want 1. Why?
Why?
It was that bad, bro?
No, it's not bad. Even before we decided to like have the child, I would always entertain a conversation, which I always advise to anybody. If someone in the relationship wants to talk about kids, just talk about it. It's not like, it's not bad. But I was just like, I would just probably want 1. And then even her, like, why? And like, we would always teeter-totter about things. And I just feel that I need to give my child as much attention as I can to keep me sane and keep my relationship healthy and good. And could I do it? Yeah. But I don't want to go back to square one from 3 years ago. And I think our lives are different than some people, where our lives are work from home. We do our own schedules. We do everything, what we want to. Whereas if you're a different category of like 9 to 5 every day, I mean, you're structured, you're set, that's what you're going to do for a long time. And that's okay. And you put a kid into that, like, okay, just daycare and just put it in there. Whereas we had a lot of freedom prior to the child. And that's what we're still kind of adapting to, not having that much freedom. But I just don't want to. And I mean, if you really want to throw it into, like, my parents got divorced. Who knows if 4 kids and life stressed them out, like, not saying that would happen, but I mean, 3 years down, still people ask me and like, you can't do that to your kid. I'm like, I get it, but like, it's my life.
So why do people say that? Like,
All the
we can't have an
time.
only child. They can't have an only child. I think there's a stigma with only children.
I think it's like a belch. I think it's just like, you got to let the air out, and that's just what comes out in that question. Or it's just like protocol, because everybody says it, but I don't think people really think about it. They don't go home thinking about like everything that comes along with having a child.
Okay, but so what's the stigma behind the only child? You probably deal with it all the time. People probably ask you all the time, like, why are you only having 1? Because I'll be honest with you, I think it, like, why only 1? Like, don't you think that kid's going to grow up to be selfish? Don't you think that kid, and that I think that's in my opinion, that's the number one thing that people think about when they see an only child. Kid's selfish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never had to share toys, never had to share parents, never had to share time. Selfish.
But see, then you got to throw in all these other things of you saying that, going back to the ground like level of having a child, is like, let's say you saying, my kid will never do that. It's the same category. You have no control. You could pre-plan your only child to be the unselfish, send them at age 3 to 6 to live in Somalia to like do whatever.
Somalia.
Just be unselfish. He can come back and be horrible, or she. You have no control. You can only do as much as you can as a parent and instill exactly what you want, and the cards are gonna play the way they play.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a firm believer in that.
Yeah, and I do, but knowing that, of like what you're talking about, and growing and raising our child, instilling these things it's very important, laying those ground rules.
So you don't think
early
that
on.
laying those ground rules and instilling that stuff is going to have an effect on how the outcome of the child?
Yeah, no, it will, but I mean, like, that's why. Like, okay, so if you think she's going to be selfish, well, how do you instill a kid not to be selfish? You know, like, and
Make them share shit.
yeah, and we do all the time. I mean, like, but I still don't have control over what that outcome's going to be. We don't. We can just do as best as we can.
Well, I
of
think
what we
you
want.
do have some control because
Yeah.
there's a reason why you're doing it. If you thought that there was absolutely no control over the outcome, why would you do it?
No, left and right, we always, even if we had 5 kids, we would still, we instill sharing all the time. Anything that Arya does, we're like, you know, you have to share. Or can I have one? And like, let's say she says no, be like, you have to share. Or if you're at school or whatever it may be, like, we're always focusing, because I know how important these like first 5 years of a child's life is. It's so critical. So you put the work in now, and you'll get payday.
when you take her, now that you've been taking her to daycare, right? You've been taking her to preschool.
Yeah, preschool, yeah.
Have you noticed a difference in how she's interacting with people?
Oh yeah, big
Yeah.
time. And that's the other thing. I mean, Jess always jokes. She's like, we don't need to have another child. We'll just take my brother's kid or a best friend on a trip or whatever it may be, and like just have the best of both worlds. When we want a second child, a lot of people have kids and friends. We'll just, hey, drop your kid off. Now it's a win-win for everybody. We take their kid away from them. You and Mal go on a vacation for a weekend. We'll take Mac. I mean, and that's how me and Jess have always done things. We always do things what people don't do. And I feel that if it always has worked out very well for us.
Would you be? Here's kind of a tough question.
Yeah.
Would you be happy if you were the only child?
I can't answer. You can't
You
answer
have
that.
to answer the
But
question.
you can't, because I'm not.
Okay, but if you were,
So you're playing the what if game.
yeah, totally.
Sure, like, you know how many.
That's life, bro.
Mm,
Okay, so let's just say
the
Zach
what if
was the only
game.
child.
The what if game.
Or are you glad that you had the siblings that you have because of the relationship that you have with them?
I'm glad I have the siblings I have, very much so. And I do not know what it would have been like if I was an only child. I can't. I mean, you can't.
Yeah.
The what if game for me is not a realistic game. It's you go down that path, you open it up for a lot of like, should I have done that?
How do you
Or what?
view your life would have been different though? What do you think? How do you think your life would have been different if you were an only child versus you have siblings? Like, what do you think would have been different about it? Do you think there had been anything different? Do you think your parents would have acted differently, raised you differently?
There's definitely, I mean, whatever happened with like my parents or with, it could have been the exact opposite. That's kind of what I would say. So whatever played out in whatever fashion, it could have been the opposite. But it's just, for me, my mental power, there's just I can't change it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's happened and I have no idea.
Did you mess with your siblings? Like,
What?
did you play pranks on them?
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Like, mess with them?
Oh yeah, I still do.
Like, what was your favorite thing to do to your siblings? What
I
did
don't
you
know.
love
Like,
to
there's
do?
still one to this day. My sister lives in California. That when I see her and people are like bring up like middle names and they're like, "Oh, what's your middle name, Liz?" And I'm like, "Francis." We used to tease her about her middle name being Francis and make her cry. Like we'd mess with my sister big time. But everybody, that's just being siblings. But I don't know specifics. Yeah, no, nothing too crazy.
Okay.
Just being hooligan kids.
Yeah.
And
Well,
breaking.
I've got a close buddy. He was an only child,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he literally is on the mission to repopulate the world. So it'll be interesting he's having his 4th child
We don't need
soon.
more people.
And
in the world.
he literally is like, I want as many kids as possible. So I wonder, like, him being the only child, was he lonely? What did he miss the interaction that he saw with? So it'd be interesting in 25 years,
yeah.
what Arya, what her perception is, right? I would love to have someone on this show that was an only child, because I'd love to know what it was like growing up as an only child.
Well, here's the crazier thing. In 20 years, Arya's going to be able to watch this.
I know.
That's what's nuts.
Which is cool.
So, Arya,
Listen, young woman.
you're 3 years old right now, Arya, and I know you lived a good life. And I'm very, very proud of you becoming a doctor at age 20
Oh, yeah.
or owning a
Doogie
huge
Howser,
company.
Doogie Howser.
I don't even need to be
Arya.
a doctor. That's like so long ago protocol to say.
Bro, there's not going to be doctors in 30
I know, right?
years.
Like,
It's gonna
I'm
be all
happy you
robotics.
invented the new robot doctors.
Right.
It's gonna be. I just wrapped my brain around that.
Right?
Gosh, full on, she's gonna be watching this right now.
Yeah. You never thought about that?
No.
Oh,
And
I've
what's
totally
funny is
thought
like
about that.
who is Gary Vee always talks about that.
Yeah.
When I watch him and he always drops that, I'm like, oh my.
What's the most important thing that you want to instill in your daughter? Since she's going to be the only child, right? And she's not going to have a sibling to help instill things. Because I'll be honest with you, I am very thankful that I have my sibling for the sole purpose I had someone to relate to when it came to like family issues and problems. You know, like I didn't feel like I was alone on this boat in the middle of a lake where I've got these two adults or two parents who are the adult figures in my life, right? And when something would go wrong, like, come on, man. I mean, parents, you know, they try to put kids in this place of they're the authoritarians, they're the parents. You were wrong. I banged on the table again. You were wrong. I'm right. Da, da, da. And I had my sister to go to and be like, dude, am I crazy?
But that's if you have a sister or brother to go to. That might not be the case for a lot of people growing up.
Yeah.
They might hate each other.
Right.
So just
don't hate your siblings, people.
No,
What's
but
up with that?
But that's part of growing up. Like you just butt heads, and
Well, we butted heads until I was in like, I think I was 9th grade. My sister was 12th grade, and that's when we really started to form a relationship. Before that, we hated each other. You know, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I just have my views. Like, I think, as you asked, of like, you know, what are you going to instill this and that? I'm just going to instill exactly what I want every single day.
And what is that? What is the most important thing for Arya to instill?
Being appreciative of every single thing, everything, from having a glass of clean water to drink, to going to a school where you get to learn something, or having a phone. Like I tell her to say thank you to the iPad after she watches her iPad, which is very rare because we don't want her. We know we know she's gonna be engulfed in that world, but when we have to, like, watch the iPad. But then I found out that YouTube has YouTube Kids. Then I found out that Sam said TED has TED ED. Do you know about that?
Oh yeah.
So once she gets older, she'll be doing that. But yeah, every time she's done with the iPad, I'm like, Aria, what do you say? Thank you to the iPad. And she'll say thank you. She's
Why?
Thank you. Just appreciative that she has access to watch or learn whatever. I mean, she's already instilled about saying thank you.
I love that.
She says thank you to everybody and everything for everything.
Yeah.
So it's that just want to instill appreciativeness in everything she does.
Appreciativeness. Dude, I hope that is a word.
I invent things, dude. Come on.
For me, I think it's just instilling a fact that you are going to be kind. You're gonna be kind to people. Like you don't treat people poorly. You have no reason or justification to treat someone poorly. If they treat you poorly, then separate yourself from them. But you don't have the right to treat someone poorly. Period. And I think with that, appreciation of people and things will come. But for me, that's what it is. So for me, the 2-child family is a nice number. I know people that have 3. And I think the 3rd child sometimes feels alienated, right? Because the first child was the first child, right? It was like this, oh my God, amazing thing. The last child is the last child. They're the baby of the family.
Well, it's attention given to them. That's what they feel like if you're the oldest and a baby comes, you're like, no more attention to me. But there's so many things that are pieces to the puzzle of, like, when you have more than 2 or 3 kids, like, what is your life like? How much time can you give to 1, 2, 3 kids? Because it's very important.
Right.
If you do just work 9 to 5 and you come home and you have an hour to spend with your kids, that's not valuable time in my eyes. And that's why having one for us is massive, because we are around her 24/7.
Right.
So we are her life schooling of everything. She learns what she learns in school, what she needs to, which I can't teach her at home sometimes. But then she also learns life lessons of just being appreciative, being helpful. You know, like today, for example, today's a prime example. She's 3, almost 3.5. We did an event last weekend, and we made binders for cancer patients. And I donate my time. We do all this fun stuff. But during that time, we have golden tickets. We hide inside the binders. And if you find a golden ticket, you have to, wave it up high, and I play a golden ticket song from Willy Wonka. And they come up, and Aria was there, and she was like,
where was this?
Every couple months, who my sister works for, Robin Rady for Rady Children's Hospital, they've created a binder, Matugo binder. Matugo, if you've ever, they're amazing. Matugo, they make binders for cancer patients. It's surreal. But they have binder parties, meaning people put the binders together. So then they sell, or they donate them actually to everybody. Anyway, my daughter wanted a golden ticket. So I was like, wait a second, I think she's at the age right now that I can start instilling, if you want something, you really have to work for it. So I'm going to go and create 20 golden tickets, And if she really wants something, we're going to create a chart of chore or got to go do this, go to that, and then you got to go take it, and you can cash that in for whether it be a chocolate egg or a ride on the skateboard. I don't know, but I'm going to start instilling that now. And that just goes to show of like, as you raise a child, if you have the time, doing certain things like that is going to change. Or if you're like, how do you expect to make sure your child grows up that way? There's no guarantees, but this is the best way I can make sure I want my child to grow up the way I want her to be. So
yeah, and I think that's a responsibility. So when we talk about like how many is too many kids, right? I think it needs to be a choice of the family to say, how many can we handle?
I agree. I was
can
just
we
going to
handle
say that.
one? Can we handle two? Can we handle five? Can we handle six? If we can handle this many kids and make them productive members of society that treat people right, that have the values that are ethical, that are going to instill a humanity moving forward, then have as many as you can. But if you are the type of people that can't do that with one kid, please, God, don't have any more.
I agree. That's the key saying. How many can you handle? Not, oh, it'd be great if they had a brother or sister. Wrong. How many can you handle? You have to start with yourself.
Totally.
If you can't handle it, like take kids away. If you can't handle 2 jobs, are you going to go take the other job? No. It's the same concept. Don't go 20 times further and have a child because you think that it'll better your life. It's the same thing what we came back to of like it's going to make our relationship better. It's going to make the kids no, it's a wrong thought process.
So, people out there, please, this is what we want to get to is take a look at yourself. Take a look at your relationship. Take a look at what's going on. Are you going to be able to provide the best outcomes for your children? If it is not going to be an environment that is actually going to be beneficial for them, don't do it. Like, don't just have kids to have kids. I think it's such an ignorant way of thinking. Like, oh, I just want to have as many kids as I possibly can. Why?
It's old-fashioned.
Why?
It's old-fashioned. It's like you get married, you have kids, whatever, the next thing. It's just old-fashioned. And it's instilled in people's brains because we have parents.
Yeah.
And we have parents and we have grandparents. That's how everybody was raised. It's just different. We're lucky to be exposed to, like, thinking further and really diving into, like, what is our lives like personally and, like, first ask yourself, can I handle a child?
Yeah.
Can my life take it on right now? And if it can't, then there's nothing wrong with not having a child. Then you get to 40 or 50, even if you're married or if you're not married at 50, then you're a loser. You didn't make it in life because the world has instilled that like, oh my God, that's what you're supposed to do. There's nothing wrong with these things. As long as it makes you happy, that's the key. But it's so hard to wrap your brain around that aspect of just not caring what everybody else thinks. Like once you get to that level, the sky's the limit of doing anything if you're just not caring about what everybody else thinks.
Yeah, and so I think when it comes to our dad education, kind of our central component of this is make the decision that's going to be best for your family, for your kids already, or for your relationships, right? And then make sure that you are kind of looking at the bigger picture of things. Don't be so narrow-sighted and just think like, oh, I can just have as many kids as I want, or oh, I can da-da-da-da. You know, be open-minded to what do you want and what's real and what's going to be the best outcome for the kiddos.
Agree.
Yeah. So, man, good topic.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Interesting topic.
Yeah.
I think that there's going to be people out there that, there's people out there that might want to have more kids but can't physically. I think there's going to be people out there that have a lot of kids and they completely disagree with us. Yeah. And I'm excited to kind of hear what they have to say about this topic because it's a controversial topic.
Oh, for sure.
And so leave us your comments. Let us know what you guys think about this. How many kids is too many kids? How many kids is the best number of kids and why? Like, is an only child the best to have? Is 2 so that you have the sibling rivalry or the camaraderie that you might say the best thing? Or is it to have as many as possible? And what if you only wanted 1 and you had triplets?
That's what I mean.
Damn.
You don't have control.
Yeah.
You do, but you don't. You have control if you want to. Well, you don't even if you don't want to have a child because you could just get pregnant. Like it's you just got to focus on what's important to you and what you want and just focus on that. That's it.
Yeah. If you didn't want to have a child and you got pregnant, man,
But understand you got to roll with it. You
got to roll with it.
You got to roll with it. And then if you have a child, understand that like if you didn't want to and then it happens. Well, it's going to happen a lot.
Yeah.
Those elements are going to happen a lot.
Yeah.
So get ready.
Yeah, and I think for my moment of gratitude for this episode is I'm just thankful and grateful that we're able to have children.
Yeah, for
Molly and
sure.
I are able to have children. That, for me, is a blessing. I think the birth of a child is a miracle. I know with our first pregnancy and Molly's miscarriage, it showed me how precious and how fragile the human body can be. And so I'm just very grateful for the opportunity, because I know there's a lot of you out there that that probably can't have children, and I just hope that there's other avenues that you've explored to remedy that, such as adoption or whatever that may be.
Yeah, I know people personally that they're trying to big time, and they're going to every avenue known to man. I'm like, there's nothing wrong, but I feel like some people get overshadowed, like, because of all the friends now are having babies.
Yeah.
They need to have one. And it's just, I think people's thought process is in the wrong lane. And I think they need to stay in their lane and not other people's lane. And they don't. It's just the world we live in. You get so just schooled in different ways to do things, where you don't focus on what do you want.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. What do you want?
So what are you grateful for, buddy? What's your moment of gratitude?
My moment of gratitude is just knowing what I want, having a happy, healthy baby. Because hence, like you just said, I mean, just that when people ask me prior, like when we're having a baby, like, what do you want? Boy or girl? I'm like, I just want a healthy baby. I don't care what we have. Because, after having a child, you've seen it probably now, and you'll see it more. When you see a special needs kid or something, you're like, you got to step back and like, damn, like, our life would be a lot different and tough. So I feel for all the families out there, but you got to make the most of everything. That's the path that was chosen for you. And things will always become good if you look good at them. So I'm just happy to have a happy, healthy baby.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
What was that Google voice?
Google's talking to you, man. That wraps up episode number 14. Family size. What's the perfect size? What's the not perfect size? I think the conclusion we've come to is there's nothing that's perfect or not perfect. It just needs to be what fits best for your situation.
Yeah, there is no special recipe number. The special lives in what you want, and just put a bubble around you, and that's what matters, and that's it. Don't let anybody else influence you other than your significant other, whoever's having it. That's it. But don't think that this is the way you have to do it, and everybody else is doing it, my friends are doing it. It does not matter. You're making a bad investment on your life by doing that.
Mic drop from Zach Gittler, everybody. Hey, this is the end of episode number. My name is Brian Boyd.
And I'm Zach Gittler.
And we are two dads on a mic.
And we out.